Coming to you from Phoenix, Arizona, home of Super Bowl 57, it's the Geary, Stein and Stevens Show with your hosts, Troy Geary, Will Stein, and Dave Stevens.
Well, here we are on Radio Row. We have saved the best for last. We promised you they'd be here, and here they are. A couple of NFL legends. I know the lighting behind them is weird, but it's legendary quarterback Jim McMahon, two-time Super Bowl champ, and my all-time favorite Minnesota Vikings quarterback. Just when we were there, one of my favorite stories is I was out at training camp, and it was one of my first interviews, and I went up to Jim, and they used to give us name tags out there, and I said, Jim, can I do an interview? You did a quick interview, and you said, thanks, Dave. And I'm like, how did you know my name? And you just kind of pointed at my shirt that I had the pass on. That's how nervous I was at the time. So it's great to have it's great to have Kyle Turley and Jim McMahon here with us as we wrap up Radio Row. And Jim and Kyle, we know why you're here. You got a big golf tournament coming up on Friday. And just talk a little bit about this Legends golf tournament, how it came about, and what can we see out there?
Well, it's going to be the first cannabis-friendly golf event associated with the Super Bowl, that's for sure. We had our first event last year in L.A. We had a booth at the Ditka cigar party, and we're just trying to get our message out about this medicine, and we're trying to get the NFL to stop testing for it and let these guys' bodies heal naturally rather than sticking all those pain pills down their throat.
And we know, Kyle, I mean, you
anything but mask pain.
Well, they talk about it. It keeps people hooked. It makes them become drug addicts. And we know about what the good effects of CBD and cannabis and things like that. And, you know, the NBA's embraced it a little more. And I don't know what makes the NFL athletes any less than the NBA. So what's it going to take? I mean, is Roger Goodell going to come to your cannabis-friendly golf tournament?
Who knows? Maybe he'll show up. I don't know. You know, we're making enough noise now, though, you know, that hopefully that's the case, that they just finally get, you know, more wind of it and allow it to continue to be more accepted. You know, there's a federal legalization, you know, thing that they continue to stand on, it seems, you know, until it's federally legalized. They've got their hands tied, and they're not using their power as, you know, the sports league that they are and that they have to, unfortunately, progress this conversation, because it's a dire need that we have this in the game. And that's what we're out here to continue to advocate for, because of the neuroprotective aspects, anti-inflammatories. You know, if I didn't have to take all those pills, then nobody has to take them. And so why are we still giving them to those guys? It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, it really is such a needed thing, and especially with football. I mean, we've had a lot of MMA guys around here today walking around, and, you know, I don't know what their sport is governing, but I know they're a little more liberal, and it seems like the NFL always is the last one to the party to accept better treatments. Jim, I know you went through a lot of brain traumatic things, and then you had treatments that the league didn't embrace, but it worked for you.
Yeah, I still go back to New York every 4 months to see my doctor and get an adjustment to keep me function, you know, halfway normal. But this plant has been the biggest thing for me. It got me off all the pills I was eating for 6 or 7 years after I retired. And all they do is mask pain. They don't help your body at all. There's so many side effects. You don't sleep. You don't go to the bathroom regularly. I mean, there's a lot of different side effects that these pills have that the cannabis does not. And, you know, we all have an endocannabinoid system in our bodies. We're supposed to be using this plant. We don't have receptors for Percocets or Oxycontins or all these things they're trying to shove down our throats. And they do nothing but mask the pain, whereas the cannabis plant actually helps you heal. It's the only patented neuroprotectant in the world. And it's a great anti-inflammatory. And it heals so many different other ailments.
And Kyle, I mean, is it kind of tough for you in this day and age of your career when, again, it's not acceptable or it's not mainstream, but now everybody realizes that it's good for you, it's important, and you know, I think we only have 18 states where marijuana is just legal as recreational, and I think some are really still uptight about the medicinal use of it, and we know what it does for people with cancer, but it really, you know, for the recovery of your bodies and what the league is asking you guys to do, you know, how important is, you're not embarrassed anymore is what I'm saying.
Yeah, not at all. I mean, again, it saved my life. How could I be embarrassed about that? I don't drink. I don't do anything else. And I committed to the dream. And that dream committed me to a process That process told me this was okay to take, that was okay to take, that was okay to take. Yeah, you're not going to have a problem with these drugs, that drug. Next thing I know, for 20 years, I'm got 20 pill bottles on my counter, as it adds up over the years. And you go from all those things into psych med world because you have these neurological issues from head injuries, not just that I'm thinking about killing myself or I'm angry or anything like that. Like I'm in and out of the ER having seizures and, vertigo constantly, light sensitivity off the charts. I had to wear sunglasses like Jim. And then to have these resolutions literally happen in an instant when you use the right strain of cannabis that resolves all of these issues, it can literally be just a little bit, and it's a miracle. And I remember the first time that I resolved my light sensitivity, and hitting the sativa strains, that then I go to find, as I research this is what they've been prescribing to glaucoma patients for years. So why is the NFL not telling me about this? You've got all these doctors with all these credentials that parade themselves around to be the best in the town because they work for the NFL, and they're the worst because they're just going, here's a pill for this, here's a shot for that. Look, why is a guy in 2022 season, or was it this year? Yeah, 2022 season, the Chargers quarterback lost his job because he got punctured in the lungs with a Toradol shot from the head doctor of the Chargers. There's no recourse on that. He can't go sue the team doctor, protected under the collective bargaining agreement. These things. Why is this going on at this point? This saved my life, period. And so, seeing the acceptance across the country, it's like, why are we still fear mongering? Because that's basically all the NFL is doing now, saying that we could take up to 3 games pay from you if you test positive over 150 nanograms of THC. They bumped it up, but we're not going to suspend guys anymore. Little victory. No suspensions for marijuana for the last 2 years. But I don't know. I guess I
no pay.
I have to come back and play one more year to prove this or something. I don't know. I'm gonna get it.
Yeah, speaking of that, there's been a lot of careers that were ended because of marijuana, because of suspensions and stuff. Kyle, just talk about your golf tournament. You and Jim, you got a lot of star-studded people coming out to that. Been kind of involved, and talk about your Revenant 9.
Yeah. Revenant, I started that a couple years ago out in California, or 3 years ago. And, we've got over California. Now we're licensing in Arizona. You can buy all our products out here if you're in town at the Mint dispensaries around the valley. And then we're licensing in Missouri, Nevada, Illinois. And we got all these different strains coming out. We got the Mac 9 strain coming out. Yeah, that's going to be a huge seller for us. And then we're doing the knockoffs with the things that we're talking about, flying helmets and this, that, the other. But at the end of the day, these are all speaking to this real experience that we've all had collectively in this. And, so for us, the golf tournament is a huge, huge thing in that we started last year as the first cannabis-friendly event that we had at the Gridiron Greats, where they allowed us to have cannabis consumption. Finally put my cannabis cigars out there on the table with all the tobacco, and let guys just have their opportunity at cannabis, and that was awesome. And then this year, having another event, we're growing. That is going to be an annual event with this golf tournament. We'll be in Vegas next year and continue to go on every year. We made a partnership with Club Corps, which owns 150 golf courses around the world. And so we'll be at every Super Bowl here with full consumption cannabis events, continue to expose this. And hopefully the NFL will allow us maybe to have a booth here next year, and we can bring product and hand out to people, here at Radio Row. We'll see.
And where are my samples, Jim? I mean, come on, man.
They're in the car. They're in the car. Let's go.
And I've watched you transform from the Jim McMahon in the 2000s in the fuzz and the funk to yourself again. So how much has this impacted your life and your day-to-day ability to just get up, walk when you're not, in a big place where you don't want to use a wheelchair?
No, it's been awesome. I remember a hell of a lot more. I'm not in that fog anymore. My body is starting to come around. Other than his foot's taking forever, but it's just a total transformation. My body's actually accepting what is being given now. Those pain pills, that your body wants to reject it because it don't like it. Whereas this cannabis, your body craves it. It wants it in your body. It wants to keep it in there as long as possible.
Yeah, I mean these
so much better. My mind is clear. and I'm just enjoying life a lot more.
It's been it's just been great to watch your journey and to see you, just be so vulnerable and let people know, because I know you're very private in most of your life, but to let us be in. I've seen you with the treatments. I've seen that, and I think more NFL players hopefully could get this. Should just be part of their treatment once they're done. We know CTE exists. You might have it. You might have it. I might have it for my playing days, and we need to get in front of that.
You do.
If you can rewire and fix things prior.
And we're also getting into what's called our revenant mission. We've got our military guys involved. That's another part of our society that they just force pills on. These guys are taking 30, 40 pills a day, and it's killing them as much as it is killing us. And so we're trying to get these guys off those pills. A lot of them don't even realize that they live in a state where it's legal. They can substitute their pills for cannabis, but they're all afraid of
But you don't have doctors telling them that.
Exactly. None of them believe that it's been written in the law years ago, but nobody will tell them that. So they're all afraid of losing their benefits. And so it's still a stigma out there that we're trying to get rid of. And it's coming around. It's just not taking it. It's like this foot is taking forever.
Well, since I don't have any feet, I don't know what you're talking about. But
I'm
hurt. I'm hurt that I wasn't invited to your golf tournament. But I know
what.
Well, I would have been 3 under going in, and I have a handicap.
You're the leader in the clubhouse.
So, Jim, as we are here on this side of it, I mean, do you look back to '85 and just think about how far it was, but how magical it was, and what the characters on that team? We got the Super Bowl shuffle. We had Ryan and not liking your coach and all that interaction that was going on. I mean, does it seem like it was yesterday? Or does it seem like it was 30 years ago?
It's been 37 years, but it's gone by pretty damn fast, that's for sure. It's still fun to recollect. I mean, we had a great team. Unfortunately, we only won the one Super Bowl, but we were in the playoffs every year for 5 straight years. Nobody wanted to play us, except in the playoffs, because we didn't do well. But it was just a special time, and I mean, this Radio Row has grown. I mean, I don't remember this happening back in Super Bowl 20.
Well,
I know there was
you hated the media, and we were always bothering you, putting helicopters over you mooning us.
Yeah, but it's really grown into a zoo, basically.
And Kyle, I'm really sad we had some technical difficulties a few weeks ago when you were going to be on. You don't have your guitar, but I'd be remiss if we didn't talk about your amazing music career and what you're doing, in Nashville, and all the stuff you're writing songs now and working on stuff. But you're genuinely good. That's the thing people don't realize. They don't think an old NFL lineman can be a singer. I mean, I know the Eagles guys put out their Christmas album, but yours is legit.
Yeah, I appreciate that, brother. Thank you, man. It's just, one of those things. It's a talent, and put the same effort into it after I was done playing football. Just, it's a big machine, man. Didn't get that opportunity to be a part of it back then. And we'll see what happens, continue to play music all the time and write things. Doing some more stuff, did some things that are going to go on hopefully a TV show that'll be out, and trying to be more strategic instead of cut the record, get out on the road, and leave the family behind, and really work my ass off. Try to take it more of a route and see how it can happen now in some different arenas, with some TV stuff and things like that. So, but we'll see. I'm still right now. I'm in the process of creating the heaviest metal band that is country. So that's my goal, and hopefully next year I'll have a new CD to hand to you guys.
Before we let you go, we got to ask you about the game on Sunday. Who do you got? I know you played for the Chiefs, so that must be an easy decision for you.
Yeah, I got the Chiefs for sure. Played with them the last 2 years of my career, so got to go with my Chiefs. And that's who I'm rooting for. I know that. Although I was almost an Eagle in that 1998 draft, the Eagles were the first team on the deal that needed an offensive lineman, and so instead of Trent Thomas, it would have been me. That would have went to the Eagles at 11 or 12. It was a full surprise. Nick was calling me at my house as number 7, and I was like, "What? Okay, fine, here we go." I was fully ready to go to Philly and be an Eagle. I took a trip there and and all that, and they were like, "I don't know if you're going to be there when we're ready to pick." I was like, "I don't know if that's the offensive lineman." Nick was the guy, so I go with my Chiefs.
What do you got, Jim?
Well, since I played in Philly 3 years, but I was a teammate of Andy Reid back in college. He was also one of my coaches in Green Bay. So I'm on the fence. I'm not a big rooter people. I just have friends in the game. That's what I look for. I just look for a hell of a football game. I think this is going to be one of the more competitive Super Bowls that we've had in a while. So, looking forward to a hell of a game.
And Jim, we've seen the league change as how they protect the quarterbacks now. I mean, who knows? We've seen what happened to you when they would literally body slam you after a play. That's vivid in my mind, and nothing really happens. So, how do you think your life would be different if you were playing in this day and age where they say, "Oh, they're catering to the quarterbacks and you can't touch them"? And
I'd be able to last the whole season. I'd probably take off and get drilled somewhere else. So. Yeah, I understand what they're trying to do, but they're actually taking football out of football right now. And, it'd be nice to, as a quarterback, knowing you can take a full, step into a throw or every throw and not worry about your knees getting taken off or your head taken off. Yeah, it's a totally different game, and it's almost like a 7-on-7 league now.
Well, he's the punky QB known as McMahon, and we're glad you're here a little bit. I love watching that Super Bowl shuffle every now and then, and sadly, Walter's not here anymore, but you had a hell of a run, my friend, and just thank you for joining us today. Kyle, give us the website where they can find out information about your stuff. Hopefully someday we can get to the point where people could order it online and have it shipped and not worry about,
it's coming. It's going to, this year, next year, there'll be some federal legalization that it's going to allow for that opportunity for everybody in America to finally get this shipped to their house, and we're prepared for that. We invested in a business in California that has the ability to service the entire country, and we're hoping that that's the case. But until then, RevenantMJ.com, follow us, and go to your local dispensary wherever you're at, and we're going to be there here hopefully by the end of the year across the country with our licensing deals. We're now going to be in 9 states here by the end of next month. Hopefully these deals get signed up and done, and we'll be off to the races. Revenant now is available in California and in Arizona on the shelves, and so if you're out here, get it, and hopefully again we'll be able to send it across the country to your doorstep, just like you can get CBD now.
Excellent. And the good thing is, Jim, you and I don't have to pose for pictures anymore because we have this one for last year, right after your surgery. Like I said, we kept literally running into each other because there's not a lot of access. So I know. Hey, I'm ready for it, man. We'll put it on the pay-per-view, right?
I got him pushing me around. My shoulders don't work.
Jim McMahon and Kyle Turley joining us on Radio Row as we wrap up our day. Brothers, thank you. Best of luck in the future. We'll talk soon. Thank you so much for your friendship, too. All right, and Jim, best of luck on your recovery. I hope they don't have to go in again.
Yeah, me too, bro.
All right. Okay, so we just lost. Where did your signal go? I don't know what happened there. I'll pop him off just in time as we wrap up our show. Dave Stevens, I think, wrapping up our day here on Radio Row. It ends with 2 of my favorite players, Kyle Turley, Jim McMahon. It's been a long day, but we would also be remiss if I didn't tell you about what we have going on from Fresh Clean Threads. Yeah, we got 25% off if you go to freshcleantees.com/GSS show. Use the code touchdown. It'll give you 25% off. You might have to click in and get out. It'll still work, but it's great clothing, great products. Thank you, Kyle. Love you, my friend. And of course, it helps make you look good, feel good, dress well. And if you're a fan of our show, support us. So freshcleantees.com/GSS show, 25% off. And again, I've had all kinds of people tell me today how good that I look in these things. And I also want to just remind you real quick about our flag football charity football game that's going on. That's part of the Pro Stance Ability Camp, Saturday, 10 a.m. at Camelback High School football field. We got some Wickenburg kids. We got some celebrities. We got a couple of teams coming out, so it's going to be awesome. You can still go online and register. You see the codes on the air on the camera here. You just hold your phone up to that. You can click to be a volunteer. You can click to be a camper. You can just click to donate. And that's all part of the Pro Stance Dave Stevens Ability Camp. And we've got support from Jambar, who's donating wonderful organic artesian energy bars that are a big part of our thing. And don't forget, if you're missing these shows, you can watch us on Your Home TV. Your Home TV is a big part of everything that we do, part of our sponsorship, and Cool Away Sports and Be Free. They've given us some cool things for this event, and I'm just excited that we get to continue to showcase what we do. I've got the Ability Media students running around, putting on shows and doing things for Quinnipiac University. So I'm tired, man. I've been doing this for about 9 hours today. Too bad Kyle and Jim didn't give me a little bit of some of their, product there, but no, I'm just joking. All right. That's it from Radio Row for today. I'm losing my voice, but I'm getting tired. You guys, again, follow us on all social media platforms. I'm Dave Stevens. That's a wrap from Radio Row.